What's up?
Yes, sir.
What's up, everybody? It's the Manic Paco.
Yes, sir.
I'm posted up in the cut, in the cut like a bandage. Yeah, what's up, everybody? It's the Manic Paco, posted up in the cut like a bandage. Episode 29 of Paco's Power Hour. You know, today we got a good little solo cast. Paco's gonna keep it pushing. You know, basically what I planned for today was to have the Predator album review, by Ice Cube, of course. It's a legendary album. We are definitely going to speak on that here today. I'll give my thoughts, my ratings, and everything similar, just like the way we used to do when we had friends. Yeah, hold on one second. So, oh, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and get into everybody's favorite segment. You know what I mean? And of course, I'm referencing the let's see. Oh, the weather report. Yes, that's what it's called. The weather report. We're gonna go ahead and get into that one. And basically, right now in Arizona, the weather is it's very hot. It's very hot today. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and it's crazy because it's just gonna get hotter, folks. It's been over 100 degrees yesterday. Um, I just don't even understand how every year it's kind of like, yo, how do we even live in 100-degree heat? But it, it is good though. It is good because you get used to it, right? You get used to it, and I don't know. I don't get used to it. I'm sweating over here. Jeez Louise. What are we doing here, But yeah. Let me see here. Hold on one second here. See, I'm looking for something. Unable to get it. One second, you guys. I gotta find this thing. I'm all over the place. I don't even know why I went live this quickly because there's stuff I gotta do, you know. Um, let me see here. I'm looking for the picture. I can't even find the picture. All right, look. One second, everybody. I'll go ahead and see here. Full screen. No, no. I'm trying to figure out how to share this with you guys. That's good. That's good. Look right here. Look. Share. Um, share. Okay. So that's it right there. Hold on, you guys. Okay. So this is the album cover, right? We'll put it side by side. Me and Cube just gonna do this one solo dolo. So this is the album we're gonna review today. It's called Ice Cube. Oh yeah, by the way, that concludes the weather report. It's hot. Okay, it's hot. Well, I'm out here in Arizona. You know what I'm saying? The west side of the Phoenix area or whatever. And yeah, that's what we're doing. So let me click on hold on one second. Album review. All right. Let's get into it. Without any further nonsense, we're just gonna go ahead and get into it. The album review is The Predator. You see it right here on this side. You see it. So that's the cover, Ice Cube. And I'm gonna go ahead and start it off. Paco, what do you give the beats? The beats are on point. They're real grimy, old school, a lot of samples cutting in and out, so many references. The beats are wonderful. Okay. I just love this album. I could listen to this album front to back. It's a classic by Cube. You know, if you know Ice Cube, you know this album, of course. I'm gonna give the beats a 5. Okay. Beats get a 5. I don't got anybody else here. I'm gonna go ahead and get into lyrics. All right. The lyrics, I'll give them a 5. They're legendary lyrics. He's got legendary songs on here. He's got Check Yourself. He's got Had to Wet Ya. You know what I'm saying? He's got the Predator. He's got Today Was a Good Day. All legendary lyrics on those songs. Like I know those songs like word for word because they're so legendary. The lyrics I'll give a 5 for sure. You know, Cube never disappointed on this album. Not even a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look at this. I'm gonna address the chat. Eastside Eastside says Ice Cube is garbage. He is not. He is not. Oh wow. Look at this. Oh, I'm gonna give you a call. Eastside, you better answer your phone. I'm gonna call you right now. Jeez, Louis, how are we gonna do this? Huh? There's no way. There's no way you can say that. All right. And we're calling Eastside because we need to get his thoughts on this. Because I just can't. Lyrics are a 5, by the way. It says working buddy. That doesn't matter. You can still answer your phone. You don't answer your phone. You can't just call Ice Cube a bozo.
Please leave your message
all right. You know what? Look, the hooks. Hooks are on point. Cube not only delivers with his lyrics, he delivers with his hooks. You know, I'll give the hooks a 5. 5. So far, it's 5 across the board. I think you can see where this is going to end up, you know, in legendary territory. Obviously, because this album is highly regarded. You know, Predator, Ice Cube, come on. Doesn't get much better than that. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to the features. It features Ice Cube, you know, features Ice Cube. And we'll give the features a 5 because it's Ice Cube featuring Ice Cube. Great. So that's 5. Now, basically, this album gets a solid 20 out of 20 because it's legendary. Thank you guys for agreeing with me. You know, Cube has always been a legend, and he will die a legend, just like he lived. Just like he lives. All right, that concludes the Ice Cube album review of The Predator. It's a legendary album. I know Eastside knows this is legendary album too, but you know what? He wants to go against the grain sometimes, and it's all right. A lot of people go against the grain, especially when it comes to Cube. He has a lot of haters. I don't know if you guys noticed, but yeah, you see guys like Eastside going on the internet saying, "Oh, Cube's garbage, this and that." He's not. Come on, he's legendary. He's legendary. Oh, you know what? I got Tim Lotte was supposed to be on the show, but he did not make it. He did write down a few notes for me to read about this album. This is from Tim Lotte. Hold on, let me get this out here. Tim Lotte says that. Hold on, we'll go ahead and go through his like we went through mine. He said the beats are a 5. Beats are a 5. He says, I love the old school samples and the rawness of the beats. It's really unmatched by anything I've ever heard in my entire life. I used to hate on Ice Cube, but then I actually listened to the album and it's legendary, just like you said. Wonderful, Tim. Yes, 5. Okay, 5. We'll go to criteria 2, the lyrics, and this is what Tim Lotte has to say about the lyrics. Lyrics are on point. You know, there's no way I could give it anything less than a 5. Like I said, I used to be an Ice Cube hater, but I just realized he's even more lyrical than I could ever be. He's so lyrical, in fact. He's probably my favorite rapper now. And I was a bozo to say anything ill of Ice Cube. All right, well, you know, that's Tim Lotte's 5. We're going to go ahead and get into the hooks. What does Tim Lotte think about the hooks? He says here, I'm giving him a 5. I threw up because of the amount of hating I was doing on Ice Cube prior to listening to actually listening to this album. I didn't say that I'm not just saying I would listen to it. I actually listened to it, and it's a 5 out of 5 out of 5 out of 5. Wow. Okay, I guess we know what the feature's gonna be. But yeah, and then it continues here. It says the hooks are unmatched by anything I could ever think of. And I'm so proud of Ice Cube. He's really come a long way since 1991, even though I don't agree with his new stuff. Okay. That's great, Tim. It's great. It's wonderful. Let me see here. We'll go ahead and get into number 4, what Tim Lotte says on the hook, on the features. The features, Ice Cube doesn't need features. He's strong alone. He can make an entire album by himself and still get 5, even on the features part. Ice Cube is my favorite rapper now. Thanks for that. Thanks for this, Paco. I appreciate it. Okay, great. You know what? So Tim put this 20 out of 20, which is also legendary, which is good. All right. And you know what? I got something from Gene. Gene wrote in and he said, sorry, Paco, I can't make it on the show. I know you're a good man, mate. I don't know what man mate is, but anyways, I basically we'll go through the criteria like this also. So Gene says right here, beats are 5, West Coast hitting, East Coast is trash compared to this album. This album single-handedly destroyed many East Coast rappers' careers. And that's why they called Ice Cube the Predator, because he ruined careers. You know what I'm saying? He literally ruined careers. And so, yeah, basically, I'm saying these beats are unmatched by anything I've ever heard before. Wow, we see a theme going. But, yeah, unmatched by anything I've ever heard before. And I was foolish to hate on the West Coast. All right. Fair. That's fair. We're going to get into criteria 2 with the lyrics. And Gene basically says the lyrics blew my mind. Right, Gene? I had no idea that Cube was this lyrical. This fool is really good at putting words together. I could never think to put words together like this fool. Okay. All right. Yeah. Basically, what I'm saying, dog, is that this vato gets a 5. Okay, Gene. Got 5 on the lyrics. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. So the hooks. Gene, let's see what Gene says about the hooks. Hooks is dope, yo. 5. Okay. All right. Well, that's all he wrote on the hook. I guess he didn't give it too much thought. But let's see. Number 4 is the features. Hey, Cube don't need nobody. This fool got a 5. Feature on the features, he got a 5. So that's all right. So basically, me, Tim, and Gene gave this album 20 out of 20. You know what I'm saying? Legendary album. Albums like this don't come across too often. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate this one. This is unprecedented. Here at Paco's Power Hour, I don't think we've ever given an album 20, but this is the first for sure. Let me see here. Looks like Ronnie wrote in. Let's see what Ronnie got to say. Hey, what's up, Pac? My bad, not able to make it, whatever, yada yada. Criteria 1 on the beats. Man, this fool got some dope beats. They're great. They're wonderful. They're absolutely gorgeous beats. I love the samples. 5. Okay, Ronnie. 5 out of 5 on the beats. Let's see here.
Yes, sir.
5 out of 5 on the beats. All right, let's go to criteria 2. What does he say about the lyrics? The lyrics is dope. No. Super dope. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 5. I could never think of words to match, but somehow Ice Cube finds it so easy. He's a good rapper, dude. I'm going to give the lyrics 5. All right. Ronnie, 5. So far, we're seeing a trend here. Hooks. Let's see what Ronnie says about the hooks. Let me see here. Hold on, I lost my place. Let me find it. Okay. The hooks is unmatched by anything I've ever heard. Ice Cube is a literal genius. 5. Okay. Wonderful. We're going to get into criteria 4, which is the features. Cube don't need no features, dog. 5. All right. Wonderful. 5. That's good. So Gene, Ronnie, Tim Lotte, and myself give it a solid 20. A solid 20. And that's great, because it's a legendary album. You know what I'm saying? Okay, it's unfair to pick this album because you'll almost find nobody that's going to disagree with these scores. All right, let's keep it pushing. I got one from Visionary. Let me see here. Visionary writes in on the beats, Criterion 1. Hey, Paco, I'm a bozo, but I know when I hear good music. Well, I don't know. And these beats are hard. They are so hard, I had to turn it off and then turn it back on because I couldn't believe my ears. I'm giving this beats a 5. Okay. Fair. That's a fair assessment. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what Visionary says about the lyrics. Ice Cube is the most lyrical person I've ever known in my entire life. All right, Vish, that's a little bit of a stretch. But he continues, this guy knows how to put words together. Like, if I could put words together like Ice Cube, I would be rich. I admire Ice Cube's lyricism. He is literally the best. That's why I give the lyrics a 5. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right, so let's get into his hooks. All right, hooks. Hooks is dope. I can't even explain the hooks because if I try to think about it, if I try to think of how to explain the hooks, my brain will explode and I will die. So basically, I'm just giving them a 5 because I don't know how to act. All right, Visionary, that's fine. And we know you don't know how to act. That's why you're on Paco's Power Hour. You give him a 5. That's great. That's wonderful. We're going to keep it pushing. Go to the features. Basically on features, he just puts 5. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't elaborate in classic Visionary style. Anyways, I think I got another one here. Let me see here. Oh, yep, Spencer. Spencer wrote in. Let's see what Spencer put. He put for the beats. Ice Cube got literally the best beats I have ever heard. I'm gonna give this a 5. Okay, Spence dog with the automatic restriction. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and keep it pushing with that. Let's see what Spencer writes for the lyrics. Lyrics is super dope, dude. These lyrics are unmatched by anything I've ever heard. It's amazing how Ice Cube is able to write lyrics like this. They really touch your soul. And you know what they say? When lyrics touch your soul, that means it's great. That means it's wonderful. I'm going to have to give this a 5. If I don't give it a 5, I will hate myself. Okay, Spence, dog, just relax a little bit. But yes, lyrics, 5. Wonderful. All right, now 3 is the hooks. Spencer writes, yo, these hooks is dope. What is going on here? Why did I not listen to this entire album beforehand? I should have done it. I should have listened to this album before listening to it this time because I had many years to listen to it and I chose not to. The only time I listened to it was to write this review and send it into Pac. All right. That's pretty good, you know. That's good. Basically, hooks is a 5, is what he says. Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Right. All right, so features. What Spencer writes is Ice Cube is the type of artist that does not even need a feature. He is a strong, independent solo artist. So I'm giving features a 5. Okay, well, so far, everybody has given this album a solid 20 that's wrote in, you know, out of the usual people that you would see on the show. You know what I'm saying? All right. So basically what we're doing here is we're almost done, folks. I think I got one more. Let me double check here. Let me see here. Who else do we got? Let me see here. I think that might be the last review. I could be wrong. You know, let me double check, folks. Hold on. We're having real issues. It's hard to run the show by yourself. When you got other bozos to bounce off of, it's so much easier. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me see here. Okay, yeah. All right. I found the last review. It's from it's from Goose. Let me see here. Criteria 1. Let's go back to Criteria 1. The beats. Goose says The beast is good. I like the beast. 5. Oh, okay. Okay, Goose. 5. That's a good assessment. Let me see here. Lyrics. Let's see the lyrics. Uh m- Ice Cube is más good. It's más good. 5. Okay, good job, Goose. 5 on the lyrics. That's wonderful. I'm happy to see that you're actually listening and reviewing these things. And thanks for writing in. Let me see here. The hooks. Hooks is más good. Me gusta. I like the hooks. Okay. And he rates it a 5. Obviously. Obviously. So he gives it a 5 on the hooks, the beats, and the lyrics so far. Let's see what he says about the features. Okay, the features he writes here. Ice Cube is no feature, no 5. Okay, great assessment, Goose. And that concludes the album review. We've given it, everybody that's reviewed this with me has given it a solid 20 out of 20. This is literally a legendary album, folks. If you haven't heard The Predator by Ice Cube, just listen to it. Put it on front to back. You're going to love it. The message, everything, the hooks, the beats, the lyrics. As you can see, all of us over here at Paco's Power Hour absolutely love it. It's one of the best albums you could ever come across. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. I'm going to keep it pushing. We're going to get into our next segment. And that basically is Spencer's TikTok. All right, you guys, if you have the app known as TikTok, make sure you go follow Spencer Palmieri 1. I'm putting it here on the screen. You guys can see it. Make sure you guys go and follow the homie Spencer on TikTok. We need to get his followers up, his likes up. We need to get his features up, basically. You know what I'm saying? So follow the homie Spencer on TikTok. He's got great content. You guys won't regret it. I promise you that. All right, let's go ahead and keep it pushing on another segment, okay? Let me see here. Go ahead and go to a Paco Power Hour original. You know what's whack, all right? I gotta what's whack. You know what's whack? When you got a whole team of bozos that say they're down, and then every single one of them flakes out on you. That's whack. That is whack, but it's also life. So from this whackness, we can learn to be better. We can learn to be independent. We can learn to not depend on any bozos, okay? Even if they say they're down, they're more than likely not, folks. So make sure you keep people at a distance. Don't ever depend on anybody, especially if they say they're down to do a podcast with you, because you're the only one that can do this podcast. And if they show up, great. But if they don't, it's fine. Don't be mad at them. Don't ever get mad at people. I never get mad at people for flaking out, especially if they say they're going to do it. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? And that concludes the You Know What's Whack segment. We're going to go ahead and keep it pushing on the Paco's Power Hour original recommendations. Let me see. Do I got a recommendation? We'll come back. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that one, huh? This one is called Remember the 90s, the segment that we have called Remember the 90s. And basically, I'm just going to say something from the 90s. And if you guys remember, great. If not, cool. If you've never been to the 90s, maybe you could get a peek of how we used to live, right? All right. So basically, in the 1990s, you had to literally go to the store to buy the Ice Cube album, but you knew it was going to be worth it because it's Ice Cube. So you would have to go to like a store to buy it. You know what I'm saying? To hear the whole unedited album. And basically how you would hear a single is you would listen to the radio. And if the artist was big enough, if they had the machine behind them, they would play it on the radio across the nation, and people would hear the single from the album, and they'd be like, hey, that's a great single. I should cop that album. Basically what that is, And so that concludes the You Remember the 90s segment, And we'll go ahead and go to Paco's Power Hour. Oh, hold on. General, this is like a general beef alert, general beef. And I'm not mad at anybody. So basically, I got beef with Tim Lotte, Goose, Visionary, Gene, Ronnie, and whoever else, said that they was down, but they're not. I got beef with you now. All right. So that's the general beef. Okay. Now we can get into the recommendations. Basically, I recommend that you drink water. It's such a good drink. It's the best drink, if you will. Water's great. Water's great, So I recommend that to everybody, especially out here where we live, Arizona. It's very hot. You necesita water constantly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always need water. And I recommend that to everybody. Everybody out there, drink some water. Drink some water. All right. And do I have any other ones? Oh yeah, here. This is a fan favorite. All right, that concludes the awkward silence segment. And basically I this show was done poorly only because I was expecting a couple people to be on, but they didn't. And this is a lesson for Paco. I got to plan these shows out more. Just in case nobody shows up, I got to have something good, something to keep me going, And yeah, basically from here on out, if I'll just go ahead and do the show solo. I mean, if I get people on, I'll definitely have them on for sure. But if another situation like this comes up where everybody flakes out, then I got to have something for you guys. And I definitely will do better to have solo content, because this is Paco's Power Hour, and gotta have something for you guys. Yeah. It is very hot today. I am sweating. Jeez, Louis. I had no idea it was gonna be so hot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. All right. And you know what? I'll go ahead and get a shout out segment. Yeah, okay. Shout out to my son, baby Nays, of course. I love you, son. Shout out to Lena, my baby mama. She's a wonderful mother. Shout out to Visionary. When he's on the show, he's great. Holds it down. Shout out to Ronnie. He's a very funny man. He understands comedy. Sometimes he gets out of hand with the boards, the soundboards or whatever, and it sounds terrible. But you know what? Still, shout out to Ronnie. Shout out to Gene. He's a great review guy. He goes in and he gets all like the deets, and he just puts them all out there for you. Got a pretty good opinion, in my opinion. And yeah, shout out to Gene. Shout out to Tim Lotte. He's a real bozo, but he's cool. He's very strongly opinionated, if that is a thing to say. He's very strongly opinionated. And that's why I like him, because he doesn't really bend on his opinion, even though like you can argue with him, and then like even halfway through the argument, you could see in his eyes that, oh, maybe I am considering things the wrong way. Shout out to Tim Lotte. Shout out to Goose. That man's a solid man. He's always there for you. You know what I'm saying? If you got Goose as a friend, then you're very blessed. Even though he might get upset when I say that, people are blessed, but whatever. Doesn't matter. Shout out to Goose. Shout out to Los for being on the last 2 episodes. You know what I'm saying? You just fit right in over here. Yeah. Shout out to everybody that watches this even at a later date. I know 5:30 in the morning, it is pretty rough. It's hard to get up sometimes, especially if you have to get up for work. I know what that's like. 5:30 in the morning, a lot of people aren't up right now. This is probably the only good time I have to record. So that's why we're doing this like this, yeah, shout out to everybody, Shout out to me, you know what I'm saying?
Paco, hey, shout out to Paco.
Right? Yeah, without Paco, there's no Paco's Power Hour. It's just no two ways about it. And this is my show, so I got to keep it pushing. And like I said, I have to plan for this. You know, I don't want to look like a bozo again and have to just do it by myself. But if I do have to do it by myself, I promise you I'm going to have a show lined up for a solo cast. You know, we're going to keep it I'm not going to stop. This is not going to stop, okay? But anyways, much love and respect to everybody out there that's listening. And yeah, you know what? Paco's out. This is it. I'm done with this live stream, but I'll be back tomorrow. I think me and Visionary have something planned. You know, if nobody else, just me and Visionary, that's fine. You know, and if he doesn't show up, then I might got something for you guys. I'll plan something out. You know, I promise that.